and welcome to the Perham Show this week. Today we are at the Food Shelf in Perham, and I am joined with John, Executive Director here at the Food Shelf. John, nice to have you on again.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming again.
Yes.
I really appreciate the opportunity to get our message out, and TV3 is a wonderful way of doing that. So
absolutely.
Thanks for the visit.
No, I always like to come here at least once a year and just talk about changes that are happening here at the Food Shelf and new and exciting things. And you have a few things to talk about today. So.
I do. Yes. Well, first of all, just as a reminder to folks that we have new hours. So we've increased, probably added about 50 hours over the year for clients to shop. So we're now open from 8 to 12 in the morning on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. We used to be 8:30 to 11:30. Okay. And we also added an afternoon session, which on the first Tuesday of the month, from 3 to 5 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So we've needed to do that because our traffic has increased anywhere from 10 to 15% a year. Wow. I think, as I mentioned prior to us getting started here, when I started in 2011 to now, the same period of time where we've increased traffic by 57%. So, we're busy. Yeah, you are busy. And we'll kind of take a look at this later, too, and kind of give everyone a visual tour of the food shelf here, because I've always liked how you've categorized your products here, which I think is fantastic. And people get to choose from each category items. And yeah, that's a good point, because we really do. We don't know what people need or want. Yeah. So we have what they call client choice, and they can go around to 16 different categories, from baked goods to frozen meats to milk, eggs, or whatever, and they choose what they want depending on their family size. Sure. And we've had clients come through and say, you know what, I have enough of that item, and we always thank them for not taking it, in that case. So it's just a nice way to do it, and there's less waste as well. Yeah. Because people take what they really need. Yeah, absolutely. Talking about your guys' growth of clientele here, tell me a little bit about your need for food. Well, our need has gone up, as I mentioned, just with the traffic. We're spending. I have to look at my notes here. Sure. We spent, through 9 months, we spent $34,000 on food versus $27,000 last year. Okay. And the cost has gone up per family, and a lot of that has to do with the USDA piece of the puzzle has decreased significantly. We used to get 40% of our food poundage that we order was USDA, which is either free or very low cost. Sure. To date, it's 18%. Okay. So we've had to fill the gap, by purchasing either locally or from the food bank. Yep. Let's talk about, so do you accept donations here at the Food Shelf, both food and monetary, John? Yes, certainly on Tuesdays, people want to come in and make a donation. That's really great. Okay. If they want to mail a donation, they can do that to Post Office number 7 in Perham, 56573. Money tends to go much further. Sure. I can buy like 3 to 1 if you were to bring in a can of soup, for instance, but if you were to give me the money instead of a can of soup, I could buy 3 cans. Yep, I'm glad you point that out too, because I know I didn't always know that either, and that's kind of a nice thing that you guys have the availability. It is, and it allows more flexibility as well. Yeah. I may have all the soup I need, but I need more canned meat, for instance. Sure. So it does 2 things. Sure. Quantity and flexibility. Sure. Also, John, we're standing in front of this sign with the fresh produce, and before the show here we were talking about kind of something new that you guys have started here, so let's talk about that. There's a promotion of getting our clients to eat better, and fresher foods and that, and there's this program called Farm to Food Shelf, where a producer will produce and dedicate a certain % of their production to food shelves in Minnesota. This is brought together in Minneapolis and the North Country Food Bank out of Crookston sends a truck down there, picks up the produce, and then encourages the local food shelves, like we're a food shelf, they're a food bank, to take the produce and distribute it to the community and to clients. So today, I was kind of reluctant to do that at first, but I'm glad I've done it now. To date, we've distributed over 53,000 pounds of fresh produce to not only the clients, but anybody else in the community that would be in need of it. So,
wow, what a great addition here.
Yeah. It's a good program.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did sign up for it. So.
Sure. Well, in talking about all these positive things that are happening here, comes maybe a need for some more space.
Yes, we've been struggling with space for a couple of years now, and the board of directors, and we have a great board, has started an initiative to expand the building. So we already have a blueprint made out and everything, and our intention is to go further south from the building, another 1,600 square feet.
Okay.
We're hoping to get started on that next year. We've started to earmark some funds for that purpose, and we'll be asking the community, I'm sure, to help us in that area next year, or as we go along. Sure,
absolutely, great. Exciting things. Anything else, John, that you would like to add?
I think that was probably it. I guess I'd put a plug in for our volunteers as well.
Yeah.
We have nearly 30 volunteers that help us on Tuesdays. Also, when the truck comes in to unload it, we have volunteers on call. So we're really blessed with this community. Not only the way the community gives from food and monetary donations, but also their time.
The time that they... Awesome. Great. John, let's talk about your location, where you're located at, and if people want to get in contact with you.
Okay, so we're at 501 4th Avenue Northwest in Perham. You can call, if you'd like, 218-346-6181.
Okay.
And leave a message. We also have emergency boxes available just in case someone is in need when we're not open.
Sure.
And they can leave a message. Myself or Assistant Director Chris Washi will check the messages, and we'll make arrangements for that box to be delivered somewhere.
Great. And I'm going to have you share your hours one more time too, John.
Okay, well, thank you. So it's every Tuesday from 8 to 12 noon. Okay. Except remember now, on the first Tuesday, we also added another segment, which is 3 to 5 p.m. So overall, like I mentioned, we've increased our hours by more than 50 hours a year for clients.
Sure. Great. Well, thank you so much for being on our show today. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it as well. Thank you, Amy.
Yes, and thank you for joining us. If you would like to be featured on our show, please give me a call at 218-209-0453.